Hey everyone! Welcome back to What's Your Favorite Scary Story? This is your host, Ryan Holleran. But on a serious note, we got some pretty good stories today. I want to get into them, but first I do want to say there is a content warning for one of them. It is pretty graphic for a short story and is kind of very torture-y. So if people don't like that, there's your warning, and it is going to be the first story. So, Tina, if you would please drop right now a timestamp for when this story is over for people who don't want to watch it. There you go. But let's get into this story.
Beyond the Within. It all started with the scab. Wasn't a big wound either, you see. Just scraped myself turning a corner too quickly, dragging my left arm along a rough brick wall for a split second. A thin vertical sliver on my forearm, hardly even noticeable. I don't know what came over me, but I sat there staring at it, transfixed by its near-perfect symmetrical shape, like it held some deeper meaning I wasn't capable of understanding yet, like an alluring promise of something more, something erotic and beautiful, something lurking just beyond the depressing limits of the human mind. So I dug my fingernails into my skin, grabbing the end of the scab between my thumb and index, and pulled it gently upwards. The wound, the crevice, previously held together by the organic band-aid, started opening again, unfolding like a flower, or a book perhaps. Blood started pouring from the wound, like a stream, or river, overflowing. Sure, there was pain, but the mental torment of an unwanted existence, void of any tangible anatomy, far outweighed the physical aspect of it. I reached into the wound, pulling at the edges of it, widening the chasm of flesh and muscle, fingers wrapping around stringy tendrils and sinew, violently pushing bone and tissue aside in my search for an answer, any answer, to the why and the how and the where. I had my entire arm in there, up to my shoulder, before I realized it wasn't going anywhere, or maybe it was going everywhere. The wound was bottomless, a comforting pit of lukewarm flesh and blood, pulsating like a womb, the spongy, leathery walls contracting to the rhythm of my heartbeat. I could go inside of myself, crawl into my own wounds, taste the black cysts and tumors, eat them, eat the rotting infestation, and by doing so purify myself, purifying life itself. I pulled out, reflecting now on what lies within, what lies beyond the within. I found a knife, standard kitchen type, and cut open new tunnels, new holes, new portals, every fleshy slit a new dimension, a new passage to burrow into, every oozing wound offering new answers, answers to the questions we've never even thought to ask. Can't you just feel it? Fingernails clawing at muscles, a mouthful of blood, writhing your way through organs and guts, suffocating slowly as you dive deeper and deeper into yourself? I could show you, show you how to get there.
Enough of this psycho crap. What happened to your wife and kids, huh? What did you do to them?
Haven't you been listening to a word I've said, detective? It's all in there. All the answers. I set them free. I showed them the way. They're all on the other side now. I put them there. I put them inside me. Within the beyond. Beyond the within.
I personally really like that story. I'm not one who's really into that torture porn type of horror, as you guys have seen probably in my Hostel review, but I actually really appreciated this story. I thought there was a good twist to it, and it was very graphic, which that's really what you want in a short story. But let's get into the next one.
Just dig. Have you ever felt a profound urge to do something? And if you didn't do it then, it would cause you great pain and immense distress? This exact thing has been happening to me. It was this profound feeling in the pit of my stomach, in the deep recesses of my subconscious. It surged through me like electricity through a plug socket, and it was a feeling that I did not recognize. Do you want to know what it was? It's bizarre, really, and I feel really foolish for even admitting it. It's something that's been filling me in, like paint on a black canvas, and I've been fighting the urge to comply, or trying to anyway. Every day, I've been waking up, walking up to my window and staring at this unassuming spot on the grass in my garden, wanting so desperately to dig it up. Every day the feeling grew stronger, more powerful, and I didn't know how long I could hold it off. I knew there was something awful underneath the earth, something that I didn't want to find, but this feeling, I could not shake it. It may seem trivial to you, and maybe you're thinking that it isn't a big deal. Why not just dig the hole? What's the worst that can happen? Well, sometimes the worst can and does happen. This deep, cavernous yearning had been gnawing at me, clawing at me like vultures at a corpse, and I could feel my hands that were almost not my own, grip the shovel. Just dig. So, I caved. I started and I haven't been able to stop. Keep on digging. The deeper I got, the more overwhelming the feeling became. Dig, dig, dig. I think I was digging for around 5 days. I couldn't say. Time was but a vague concept that had become entirely alien to me. I just kept going, digging deeper and deeper, until I hit something. Something hard. I clawed at the earth, my fingernails cracked in blood. I clawed until I couldn't feel the throbbing pain in my fingers. Then I happened to stumble upon something I didn't expect. Underneath the earth was a doorknob and a door. I stared at it for the longest time, when something happened that chilled my blood and froze my quivering heart. Something on the other side knocked and whispered, "Welcome."
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that story. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little cheesy, I will say, but you're not always going to get an absolute banger of a short story. Sometimes you need a little bit of cheese in there. But I'm going to preface this story now that I'm going to be doing next. It's how many Sophies does it take to change a light bulb? This one is in a very weird format and requires a lot of attention to the words. So that's all I'm going to say. Hope you enjoyed this story.
How many Sophies does it take to change a light bulb? Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it's too tired. What word is always spelled wrong? Gullible. Why did Sophie cross the road? To get to the other side. What is yellow and dangerous? Shark-infested custard. What goes down but doesn't come up? Rain. What goes oh? Santa walking backwards. What is a coward? Moo. Knock knock. Who's there? The doctor. Doctor who? A man walks into a bar. Ouch. What is the best birthday present? A broken drum. You can't beat it. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because Sophie kept forgetting how to ride it. What word is always spelt wrong? Everything Sophie ever wrote. Why did Sophie cross the road? Because I placed her teddy bear on the other side. What is yellow and dangerous? The school bus doing 55. What goes down but doesn't come up? Sophie. What goes oh? My mom when she saw Sophie in the road. What is a coward? Me, when I never owned up. Knock knock. Who's there? The doctor. Doctor who? Doctor from the psychiatric hospital. I'm here for your mom. She has to go away because she's so sad. That's why she can't stop crying. A man walked into a bar. Every morning until he died. What is the best birthday present? To have my kid sister Sophie back. And mommy and daddy.
I personally loved the format for this short story. And for those who have been wondering, I have been getting my stories from Reddit. It's a Reddit page called Short Scary Stories. There's always some good content there. But in terms of ranking them, I'm going to rank it how many Sophies, I went too high right there, I went over the camera, but how many Sophies, Beyond the Within, and just dig. So I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of Scary Stories. Leave some comments if there are some scary stories you have that you would like me to say. But let's flash forward to the next reveal.